listening to Chew the Scene, a talk show where we dish out real conversations
with real people
about real life.
So, sit at our buffet and chew with us.
Hey, out there on the interwebs. LomoSolo here with Kevin Lynch.
Hello, how you doing?
So what do you think of our new spot?
I think it's great.
I
How
love
did that
it.
happen?
Sponsored by, or made by, Kevin Lynch Music
Kevin
Services.
Lynch Music Services.
That's
yes.
right. Kevin Lynch. I don't know why I can never remember that. I'm always like, I'm going to say it. But yes, Chew the Scene is sponsored by homegrownradionj.org, Kevin Lynch Music Services, and Shakeman O'Neal Kids Book. So thank you. Not going live on the Facebook today. Danny's not here. He's home with the flu. And
Hopefully not the corona.
My
corona.
Don't even go there. Kevin causing a ruckus.
Yeah, on YouTube, but my Sharona Corona smash up song
Was not received well.
Well, some people laugh at it, and some people were like, "This is not funny. This is racist." And I'm like, "Look, people, there's a difference. There's a difference between racism, and there's a difference between racism and stereotyping. If you're stereotyping something, you're not making fun of the people, and
then there's satire.
Right, and then there's satire.
People are very triggered and they get very offended. Here's the thing. When you are not run by your emotions like that, or you can work on not being triggered, that's when you are truly kicking ass. You got to really get a hold of your emotion. Exactly. Or acknowledge what it is, where it's coming from, do some self-work. Why does this bother you? Sometimes things bother us because we feel like they have to bother us, but deep down they don't bother us. So then there's like this inner conflict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call up and get advice from Moran?
I don't know. Should they? I feel like Frasier. We're like Roz and Frasier.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.
So yeah, and actually it's so funny because Kevin, for like today, I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow. He's like, why? I was like, Kevin, we had this whole long talk about,
I know.
and he forgot. But it's okay. I'm going to see you later on tonight too.
I know. With Rhino, I'm playing auditions for Rent.
The high school edition.
Now, do we call it Rent Junior?
It's called the high school edition.
God.
Because it's made for high school kids. If it was junior, it would be very cut. The music's not cut that much.
I know. Bruce told me.
Yeah, it's really very, very. Is he going to be there tonight?
No.
So it's you and me?
I think so.
All right. Yeah, sorry guys. We're talking about things on
But like what's your feeling on racism versus stereotyping versus satire? I mean, where do you think the lines are drawn?
There's that song from Avenue Q, Everyone's a Little Bit Racist. I think racist is overused. There's certain words that we overuse in our society. Racist is one of them. Love. We overuse the word love.
I love you.
Friends. We overuse the word friends. Because of social media. And I think that what happens with social media is, and Kevin and I have had this conversation a million times.
Many times.
Things, a picture really is a millisecond, right? That's captured. Or anything. So on social media, we're looking at these captured moments, but we don't know the full story. We don't know what happened the moment before or what the moment after is. But people know this, but they still they get locked on that. So I think that's what happens. Because I know you're not racist.
I'm not. I love everyone.
I know you're not racist, but I also understand your sense of humor. And I just don't, and I also don't trigger easily. I used to. I would say about 15, 20 years ago, I triggered everything would get me so, not everything, but things that would get me upset. And that would rule my day. But I do so much self-work every day and every night to get where I'm ruling instead of my emotions ruling me. So things just don't bother me. I mean, Kevin, if you when you told me you were posting that, I was like, okay, because I knew.
Just for those who don't know, I posted because I like the extremes and I like making fun of the extremes. So I took My Sharona by the Knacks, My Sharona, and I changed it to My Corona, like the coronavirus. But then I started doing like Bing Bong and Nihama and using like Asian sounding syllables, playing everything in pentatonic, which is, that dun, 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 all that Asian stuff. And people found that very offensive and racist. And I'm like, But I'm stereotyping and being satire. I know when I post this stuff that I'm going to get pushback. And I know that posting it, but I could stand by what I post because I know how I feel and what my intentions are for posting it. You know, people don't have to like it.
No, and that's the thing. And I think social media has made us I'm going back. Remind me what I'm saying. Social media. I worked yesterday, Poetry Out Loud at the Mayo Performing Arts Center, and there were 8 finalists chosen from like 20,000 students in New Jersey, and they performed 3 poems that they find online or find wherever in a poetry book. And they have, criteria for it. And the one poem was like, and it was all like, about using the word like, and like this, like that. So we live in a world of likes. And as much as people say they don't care what people think about them, they really do. We all do. This is one of my, I'm actually really better about it, but there are certain things, and Kevin knows, I'm like, I won't post that. And he'll be like, well, I know you like to be PC. I'm like, it's not that I'm PC. It's that I just don't want that sticking on my news feed. So then if you Google it, that's the first thing that shows up. I'm also a mom. So I have to be, I'm careful. My daughter follows me and my daughter admires me, my 14-year-old daughter. So I don't want, but I want her to still be a kid and grow and figure her own shit out and not just emulate mommy because I do it. You know what I mean? Because then she's not going to figure out who she is. So with social media, I think people, they'll unfriend people that don't agree with them. I will not unfriend anyone. Unless like you threaten to kill my family or my friends, I will not unfriend anyone. You could totally
they send you interesting, messages.
Yes, which Kevin has opened. I made him open some of these messages. But yes, I don't unfriend anyone because I first of all, I want to know what's going on all ends. That's my biggest reason. I like to, I don't talk much or participate too much on social media. I mean, I post and stuff, but I don't engage, but I'm always watching. I'm always watching and listening. And I'll tell you, the more that I shut the F up, I'll just say it, shut the fuck up. I hear a lot more. Because everyone's screaming so loud, it's actually silence. Because no one's listening anymore. Like, for instance, a lot of people are upset about Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh, totally get it. Why are you posting pictures of Rush Limbaugh? I literally had like 35 pictures in a row. Like,
he didn't die, did he?
No, because he
has cancer.
No, but he got that award. So everyone's pissed about it, which is fine. Be pissed, do whatever. Why are you promoting him? They don't care. They don't care about Joey from, Boonton, New Jersey, what they think. They just don't care. They're so much bigger than that. And we're making them bigger. We're literally feeding this
the machine.
We're feeding the machine, and they fucking love it.
They eat it up. They chew it up.
Well, yeah, there's a Pink Floyd song called The Machine. Welcome to the machine. We're becoming a machine. We're becoming the Matrix. We're becoming what we fear most, our own dystopic society. And we could blame this person and that person. We can only control our reactions. So you need to figure out a way to get around your emotions. And it's hard. It's hard work. It takes a lot of self-work. I work hard on it. I've been very private. I've been home a lot. Been home with my family a lot. Doing stuff. I mean, Kevin knows what I've been up to. Todd knows. But working on my website, doing more self-care stuff for my kids, as opposed to, because that's how you get shit done. That's how you change the world.
That's the foundation of all of it.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's like, so anyway, I mean, I will never tell anyone not to feel a certain way. I'll never tell anyone to get over their feelings because that's not how life is. But figure out how to own those feelings. I always say this, and not let it control you because you want to be the winner. I don't know. That's it. That's my
words of wisdom from Lauren Moran. Lomomills. Lomo.
I'm changing my name.
So no more Mills?
No, it's Mills, like lomomills, but my name's like Lomo, and then Mills will be my last name. Actually, I don't want a last name. I'm going from 3 names to 1 word, like Gaga, Prince. I'm gonna be the artist formerly known as Lauren Moran Mills. Lomo. Would you wear a Lomo shirt?
Yeah.
I want to get Lomo. Let me know if you would wear a Lomo shirt.
Then we could get some for gays. Lomo for homos.
Listen. You know how I love I am all about equality. You know that.
I know.
That's the one thing though that will really get women's rights and equal rights is the one thing
Yes.
that I will get
fucking
riled up about.
Hallmark cards.
I know, but why don't you design your own?
I am. I'm already talking to a few companies.
Wait, did I give you the idea?
No.
Oh, come on.
No, so yesterday was my anniversary with my boyfriend.
Tell him, wait, can you say what you got? Because I love it.
The unicorn?
Yeah, you are a unicorn.
He got me a unicorn. He's like, this is so gay. It's just like you. And I'm like,
I love it.
Takes one to know one. He's very sweet. But we, so yesterday I went into ShopRite, and I don't mind about slandering stores on the radio. I don't care. But
Because it's my show.
Right. So even on my YouTube channel, I'll do this too. But Hallmark. So I was looking for a card for our anniversary, and I was trying to get a hybrid one for Valentine's Day too. One card, just kill two birds with one stone. And so I went to the Valentine section, and I couldn't find any gay cards.
I know. I was surprised
None.
To see you ranting.
It was all husband from wife from husband. For my fiance. It was all very male, female, heterosexual relationships. And so I was like, well, this sucks. So then I went down the aisle to the anniversary section, and it was all pictures of men and women. Even the ones that were neutral, even the ones that there was one that was a picture of two bears, and it was a Valentine's card, but it didn't mention any gender by word, but pictures, it was a male bear and a female bear, because she was wearing a dress and he was wearing pants in the picture with hearts. And I'm like, well, this is horse shit. So I posted and ranted on Facebook about it. Like, I'm not one of those who's like gender equality. Like, I don't like to shove that down people's throats. And I wasn't doing that yesterday. I was just like, this is like, you would think that there would be at least one fucking card that had some kind of bear blowing another bear or something.
Okay.
And, well, it wasn't there. I was like, what the hell is this shit?
God. You make me crazy, but I love you.
Well, so what I decided to do is I reached out to a few companies that actually build and make kiosks.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna pitch them the idea to basically start like I'm thinking of the name like Neutral Cards or something. Something that's like...
Why don't you just sell them on your website? Like, they're like designed by you.
I could
just do that.
Like, well, because what I would like is I could envision like you walk down the aisle and fuck the guy putting the cards out because you don't need him. So
we'll make a commercial.
Yeah, you go and you put a freaking kiosk there, and you're like, you can't find the card you want, but all the cards that are on the shelf are editable in the kiosk. So you scroll through, you find one for anniversaries, you click it,
right,
and you could edit everything. You could edit the It's like Mad Libs. Like,
but now, did we just screw ourselves by telling everyone what you're doing?
No, because I got a patent.
You got a patent. You're so quick.
Yeah, I'm already on it.
Kevin
I already filed forms.
Let me just tell you something. Kevin is like 30 million steps ahead of everyone.
Oh yeah.
He's actually like living in the future and just visiting right now.
Yep. I'm on vacation.
He went back in time. No, I say we do a commercial.
Oh yeah, I could imagine like somebody standing there and very upset.
I already see it in my head. I'll direct it for you.
And then they turn around and there's this kiosk there, and it'll print the fucking card for you.
That's amazing.
It'll print the card for you. That would be a beautiful idea.
So I'm getting ready to call. Oh God, we gotta talk about what's happening today.
Maybe I could do a crowdfund.
Yes. Well, let's talk.
We'll talk off the air.
Oh
yeah, what's going on today?
Guys,
what are we chewing today?
Listen, today, because we're going to stick with crotch grabbing and what's appropriate and inappropriate, because let's just talk about how much I love the Super Bowl show, but whatever. Yes, so For the Love of the Glove is this musical out of LA. It's the unauthorized Michael Jackson musical, and it deals with some issues, but it's getting really great reviews. There's puppets. There's a glove that rules Michael Jackson from outer space. I was like, Kevin, this is like so up your alley. It's going to be so fun. So Justin Anthony Long, this is his third time on the show, but of course he's calling from LA. And Eric B. Anthony. Eric B. Anthony plays Michael Jackson. Justin Anthony Long plays Donny Osmond. And what we all don't know is that Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson had they were really good friends.
Really?
But they're played by puppets, like the younger version. So yeah, I'm going to get them on the phone. And Can you?
You want me to ad lib?
Do I? I don't know.
I don't know. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna get.
Wait, did you guys like our spots?
Oh yeah. Who are you talking to?
I'm
Them?
talking to.
Yeah, of course they liked our spots. I created. Okay, so while Lauren's doing that, I'm gonna get her headphones all set up. So coronavirus. Oh, I love it. Coronavirus is very deadly. You know, I'm wondering if everything in China right now that's going on, how that's going to impact our economy, because half our crap is made in China. You know, it's like what happens to like Honda and all these car companies that rely, like, are they going to immediately stop production now because these fucking car companies are like, you know, what happens? What do we do? What do we do? I do not know what we do. But if you could come up with like a solution, you know what I'm thinking? We could start a company that builds everything in America. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Then we could just have everything built in America, made in America, manufactured in America. That would be really, really wonderful. Oh my God, what's going on with this? Hello. Oh my God, there I am. Okay, well that's wonderful. All right, so while Lauren's getting ready, I'm just stalling right now. Let's do the alphabet. A, B, C. Oh, by the way, there's a new alphabet song that people are doing. I really can't stand. But Lauren has some people on the other. Great. So she's on a conference call. So yes, I could hear everyone. Hold on. Here's your headphones.
All right,
We're getting this ready. Yes, hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
What would I do without Kevin?
I don't know. What would you do?
Oh, it would be.
What would you do without
Okay,
me?
so we are very excited. So, Broadway World announced this musical a couple months ago, and everyone was like, "What is this happening?" You had me at Unauthorized, so I'm really excited to welcome Justin Anthony Long and Eric B. Anthony. I'm so glad I said that right. To the scene interwaves. Hey guys.
Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Hello.
Justin,
Hello.
how are you guys? So listen. So this musical was announced like months ago. I remember there was like some rumors. It was like Johnny Depp's producing it, all this stuff, because as you know, as stuff happens. And then Justin and I, we have history because we know each other from New Jersey, and this is your third time on the show, Justin.
New Jersey.
Yes.
Oh wow. I know. Yeah. Wow.
Third time. And then you posted you were in it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, he's in this show. So I have to know about it because obviously I've been looking at the press kit and I'm like staring at these pictures. The pictures are phenomenal.
Thank you.
So, and it's written by Julian Nitzberg, correct?
Yes, right.
Who I immediately was like, I have to talk to the people about this show. So it is the unauthorized music biography of Michael Jackson, who, you know, is still causing a stir. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I always have been. I think I always will be. If I saw the show, would I still be a fan, you think?
1,000%.
Okay, good. I love that. So, you know, he's a troubled soul. You know, nothing I think that any of us were able to relate to, just, you know, the way he was raised and his lifestyle. So, Eric, you play Michael Jackson.
Oh my gosh, I'm Michael Jackson.
So what is that? What is that like? Because to be someone so iconic and you know, people have mixed feelings about him. What is that like for you?
So first of all, I'm joining you on I'm a fan of Michael Jackson, always have been. And so I would not have taken this show if it was something that was going to make people not like Michael Jackson at the end of it. Just because I love him. I love what Michael Jackson did in the world. I think he was a musical genius. He was definitely, in my lifetime, the artist performer of my lifetime. Like, there's nobody that would top Michael Jackson for me.
Right.
So what it's like being Michael Jackson is a very challenging and physically draining experience. When I got the role, I told Julian, I was like, listen, if you want a Michael Jackson impersonator, do not hire me,
right?
Because that's not what I do. But if you want somebody who can bring humanity to Michael Jackson's story and who will bring heart to a person who gave so much of himself, then you can talk to me about this role. And in taking on the role and doing the research and finding out all of the many things that I found out by working with Julian on this piece, because Julian really did a really beautiful job of researching Michael Jackson and all of the kind of influences that made him the interestingly quirky person that we know him to be.
Right.
And I'll use the word trouble because I think there was a lot of things that did kind of haunt his spirit and his soul. Really learning about the cultural appropriation that the Jackson 5 dealt with, learning about the different religious dogmas that Michael Jackson was really kind of like pressed down by growing up as a Jehovah's Witness and like trying to figure out who he was in the world while he was in the world in a way that none of us will ever know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that experience growing up in front of people and having to deal with your own self-image issues and your own sexuality and expressing yourself and not being able to do that freely because everybody's watching. It was a lot to like embody and really learn how to navigate those emotions while, you know, telling the story, because it's a lot of information that we're telling about Michael Jackson. And the story goes from when the Jackson 5 is discovered at the age of 10 for Michael Jackson up until he turns 24, right as Thriller is released, and he becomes the big Michael Jackson. So what's cool is like you get a chance to see his parents' influence on his life. We have two actors playing Joe and Catherine, and how they, you know, in this parody world that we made up, but just some of the things that you would imagine happened that would make him who he is. And it's been really, like I said, informational for me, and then also a lot of fun to have people see it and really go, wow, you know, with all those things, I could see, yeah, maybe, you know, like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe this could be the thing that happened, and I would totally understand that. And I really appreciate us giving people an opportunity to literally just see the spirit of a man. Like, he was such an incredible artist, but also he was a human being who dealt with experiences that made him who he was, just like everybody else in the world has experiences that make them who they are.
And I love, and what I didn't realize, I don't know how, I feel like I need to give my fan card back. I didn't realize how close Michael Jackson and Donny Osmond were. Justin, that's who you play.
Yes, that's right.
So what's it been like for you? Because, you know, Donny Osmond is kind of intertwined in this whole story. So how did you get into the picture with the show? And then tell me a little bit about your take on, you know, with Donny Osmond.
Yeah, so I got involved because, well, weirdly enough, like, Julian, like, Facebooked me and was like, do you sing? Do you dance? And I was like, yeah. I do. And he's like, oh, I'm doing this musical, like, will you come audition for it? And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, Donny Osmond's a character, how hilarious. Like, I've played Joseph, like, 4 times in my life, and like, so, like, Donny is so, like, iconically known for,
of course,
that very special Andrew Lloyd Webber musical that is the gift that keeps on giving. And so I was like, oh my god, I like really want to like know more about this. And I auditioned, and like I got the song, and I was like, oh my god, what? You know, I mean, like, there's even like a quote out about the show that's like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
I was like, what is this? Like, I gotta know more. This is so wild. I don't know how much I should give away about the show, but
yeah, I know you can't give away too much. We obviously want people to go see it.
Yeah,
people come see it. Come see it.
Definitely, yeah, come see it. Yeah, Donny and Michael definitely met. We were awards partners together.
Wait, hold on, Justin. I'm losing you. Are you moving around?
No, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. You were cutting it out.
Okay.
Can you go back to? You don't want to give too much away. We're just gonna rewind.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But yeah, Donny and Michael met at these music awards, and I mean, Donnie, the way he's written, he's sort of like everything's just going great for him, you know, and he's just sort of like swimming in like this like great career, and you know, people love him. Like there are all these like contests, like win a date with Donny Osmond. So to see that like up against Michael's journey, like Donnie's just sort of like, you know, swimming in privilege, and it's weird because like when he comes in the show, it's like literally like not until like the end of the first act, right?
Yeah.
That you actually see him. I mean, other characters, they start talking about the Osmonds like shortly before that, and like how they're basically they've adopted and like stolen like the Jackson 5 image, like
Yeah,
their
you can
sound.
say
Yeah, stolen their image, their sound,
right.
and then, you know, in comes Donnie at the end. He's like all smiles, like everything's going great. And it's been fun because, you know, it's a character that's, you know, to me, it's like intended to like really shake up the tone and like the vibe at that point in the show. And it's it's been interesting to like hear audiences react to him, because at first it's like this like nice like seductive like fun time, and then like halfway through the scene Donnie starts talking about his deeply held Mormon beliefs that have to do with like the mark of Cain, and how like, you know, black people like in the Mormon religion are seen as like lesser, or they were at least until what was it, 1980? I forget the year like right now, but so he starts talking like there's like you just feel this turn in the crowd where they're like, oh, they don't like him as much anymore, and it's just so it's like, you know, Julian says like, or like people have said like that Donnie's like kind of the villain, but it's like it's this slow, quiet, like sweet, seductive, racist villain that's like, and he's just saying these things, but like saying them in like the nicest way, which, you know, I think is like a lot of like what casual racism is like in the world, and so it's been really, it's been well, it's also been nice to hear like the audience turn, because like he starts saying all this heinous shit, but with a smile, and then you hear the audience go, "Ooh, no, that's not good," you know.
Right.
So so I mean, it's been really, I don't know. This is like the craziest show I've ever been a part
I
of.
know, when you were like, guys, it's gonna be so crazy. But you know what's interesting about these two guys? They both come from these extreme religions. Not that I mean, I'm not saying that like all the other ones aren't extreme, but we do focus on Mormonism, or you know what I mean, or Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's Witness,
right? I mean, it's like it's and maybe it's because we don't understand. Sometimes we hone in on things and we're more critical of things that we don't quite understand, probably because we want to know more about it. You know what I mean?
Because I think because they're all Christian belief, right? But then they specifically come with what feels, if you're like and I'll just use this silly stupid thing, a regular Christian. If you look at these other religions, they seem so much more repressive.
Yes, that's or like control. I mean,
I
hate saying that, but like, yes, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like I mean, just in terms of the way they do what they do and the structure of how they make their members live their lives. It's like, I can't just be a good person. I have to be a good person. Plus, I can't do this.
Right. Yes.
You know, it's interesting because I grew up, you know, as a Christian person, and when I started doing this, and I actually did know some Jehovah's Witnesses as a person growing up. Mostly, they were the people who like knocked on the door. Mostly, that's who they were. But I actually knew some people that live across the street from me, and I remember when I found out that they didn't celebrate their birthday, and I was like, "What? How can you not like?"
I know.
What do you mean you don't celebrate your birthday? That's like the if there's nothing to celebrate, that's a thing that you should be celebrating.
Well, you know, I grew up with a girl that was Jehovah. She's not anymore.
Yeah,
but she wouldn't recite the Pledge of Allegiance, like none, like wouldn't participate, like. And I always was like, oh, I feel so bad that she can't celebrate her birthday. She has her own family, no longer abides to those rules. Probably left the church.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know, I felt the same way about birthdays. I was like, that's so sad. I was so sad that she never had a birthday party.
Yeah, that as a kid, that's like for me. That's what I remember. That was like the important thing to me. Like, what? You don't celebrate your birthday? How? What?
How is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
I hear you. So now, so listen, guys. There was like this controversy with, Shakira and J Lo. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I love that halftime show. It was like amazing, and but people were referring to her crotch grabbing, and then they were referring to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any of that feedback from your like has any of this stuff infiltrated into the theater where you are? Any of the Shakira J Lo scandal? I mean, I don't think it was a scandal. I loved it, but
Right. Like what? Come on,
I was
people.
like, that was an amazing show. Are you kidding me?
Let me say, as a person of color, that was not only was it an amazing show, but it was a very necessary representation matters moment
Well,
because they're.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep on going.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's Miami. Like,
yes.
if I was if we were in Detroit, I would expect like Eminem or someone to be performing.
Yeah.
This
sure.
is the night. This is why people go to Miami. They go
right.
for the nightlife. They want to dance. And how can you not get up and dance to those crazy beats?
I mean, because you want to be able to police people of color. That's why.
Right.
And the reality is, these beautiful women who are living lives that they're not doing anything terrible in the world. Like, I mean, neither of them. They do really great things in the world for girls, for women, for all of us. And they set wonderful examples of like what it's like to like be a person who has a whole family and life outside of the entertainment business, but also being a serious boss when it comes to what you do. They are, I mean, talk about aspirations. Both of them are incredible. And it makes me laugh that people are like, oh, she should wear this and she should wear this. It's like, she's a grown woman and she's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's talented and she should be doing all the things that she did in the halftime show.
I agree. Justin, do you agree? No, you don't agree?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I also think we're in a time where people get angry about
everything.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just think that if they want to, if J Lo and Shakira like want to do like that kind of dancing, like let them fucking do it. Like it's a celebration of who they are and their spirits and what they believe in. And like, I just don't understand why people get so angry about everything.
Well, I think
nowadays.
No, I mean it's like.
Some things you should get angry about. Like, you should get angry about certain things.
Yeah, of course. Certain things to get angry
about. But not that.
No.
Yeah.
I was
Let's be angry. Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, if any of us look like that, we would be doing the same thing. So
and you should,
and
right?
It always comes from a place of and this is what I tell my daughter. She's 14, and she's at that. She's in high school. She's at the age, and if something annoys her, I go, well, let's figure out why this annoys you. Is it bothering something within you?
Right.
Is there something that's resonating with you? Is there something you would like to change about yourself? But like, let's figure it out. That's generally when we criticize and hate things for no reason. It's
so
really
true,
about
Lauren.
us. You know what I mean? It's about us.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And
I'm telling you, it's true.
I know. It's so we love these phone interviews, but is there like a delay? I feel like I'm always talking on top of other of my guests. Go, Eric. You were going to say something.
No, I just was going to say, I think, first of all, the fact that you had that conversation with your daughter is incredible because we should investigate our feelings. We should investigate the things that we believe when they are about projections into the world. Mm-hmm. Because I think you're so right about when you don't, I know I can speak for myself. When there's something about a person that annoys me or rubs me the wrong way, if I take a moment to actually do some investigation, more often than not, it's because that thing is inside of me.
Yes.
Right. I'm like, oh, I don't really not like you. I just really don't like that thing, which I see you doing that is something that I do.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, right. Let me give you some grace and let me change that thing about myself.
Yes. And you know what? And I find myself, because even my kids are like, Mom, you don't really yell so much anymore. And I don't. I'm not, because I'm at this place where I've been able to, we were just talking about earlier, get around my emotions. I acknowledge my emotion. If I'm like, I hate the triggers what the kids say, but if I have like something that's like annoying me, then I'll, self-work is hard. It's hard for us to admit things that we've done wrong or that we're doing
Oh,
wrong that we
yeah.
don't like.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
but when you
Right.
admit it, and I've just come to this place in my life where I've just released myself to the universe.
Mhm.
And I'm not overthinking, and I live in every moment. Like right now, this moment, I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Yeah.
thinking about the next half hour because that's too much for me to be thinking about right now.
I feel
But
that.
I think people, yeah, like I think people. I mean, even Facebook, I'm still on it but I've just, like I said earlier, Rush Limbaugh, right? But everyone who hates him, they're posting his picture. Stop posting his picture.
Right.
I'm like, because now I have 35 pictures of Rush Limbaugh in my
Right.
feed. You know what I mean? Why?
I do.
Like you could feel that way, but you're also giving this person that you vehemently dislike
So much
advertisement
energy.
and so much energy that
So much energy.
so much energy. So I'm not saying to ignore it. Take action.
Yeah.
You could vote, get involved on the
Yeah.
local level, go volunteer at a food kitchen. That's
Yeah.
how we make the difference. The yelling and the screaming, no one's listening anymore.
They're not. And it
I
doesn't
agree.
change anything.
It doesn't. And that's why I love that you're doing this show. So Michael Jackson definitely caused some controversy, whether he wanted to or not.
Yeah, for
like I
sure.
said, the Jackson 5, I listened to the Jackson 5 up to his later work. I love Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. And I think he's one of these interesting people, otherworldly almost, to grace this world, because I don't think
Yeah.
we ever will. He reminds me of Prince and all the David Bowie. They're these otherworldly artists who I
Yeah.
don't think we will ever truly understand at the human level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of how they live their lives and who they let into their lives, right?
Yes.
So, like, because I've listened to some interesting interviews with Michael Jackson and some kind of like a conversation that somehow was taped, but it's really supposed to be Michael Jackson. And just like hearing the things that he talked about and like recognizing that this is a person who people didn't just have access to him. So like there's very particular things that he shared publicly, but then there's like a whole other life that what I love about our show is that there's these ideals and these ideas that we present, and then you get like a what if this was the reason why, right? And then you actually get to grapple with, okay, we know that, and I love that this is a truth. We know that Michael Jackson was found not guilty for the things that he was found not guilty for, right? But the conversation about those things is still a conversation, because if they happened, how could they possibly have been able to happen if they happened? And so there's this really interesting, crazy thing that happens in our show that that lightens the idea of what if it happened, right? Like I am a proponent against anybody that is harming children in any way.
Right. Yeah.
I don't find there to be any comedy in that at all. There's nothing funny about kids being abused sexually, physically, in any way, mentally. I don't think that is cool at all.
Right.
But what I do think is interesting for a person who has been found not guilty of that particular crime, for us to talk about it in a way that makes us go, wow, what if it was that? And it's not even about them being abused in the way that the world initially thought that they were. So it's just like I like our play because it's an interesting look and a very creative look at understanding and explaining Michael Jackson's, his isms that really weren't out for the world to really have on display for us to really kind of deal with. And I really like Julian's mind and that when I say he went to outer space to find a reason, it really is.
I love that it's like, I mean, the puppets, Justin, did you have to learn puppetry? Like how, because that's like a lot of pressure, you guys, with these puppets. And these puppets are huge.
Yeah. The entire cast, we did about a week and a half, right, Eric? Maybe 2 weeks
of puppet training. Yeah, like 2 weeks, depending on who you were and what you had to do. Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we had these incredible puppet coaches, Robin Walsh and Ron Binion.
Yeah.
Who took us through things and really broke it down like the spirit of these puppets and how to move with them and bring them to life. And I've loved it, like every second of the puppet work. I even went one day over to the puppet shop just to like play around with Donnie, and it was really cool. Like they do that the company that Robin and Ron work for. They also do like stop motion, like puppet animation and stuff like that. So it's like really just, I don't know. I just feel like it's like been such a cool introduction to a world I think I've always like been interested in, but this has been the first opportunity to really become engrossed in it. So it's it's been really, really, really great.
I wish
and Justin is really good at it too.
Oh, and are you new at puppeteering too, Eric? Justin, is there anything you cannot do? Come on. Eric,
yes, none of us are perfect. Plenty I can't do.
Well, some of us are. No, just kidding. But
there's plenty.
Eric, were you? And that was your first time working with a puppet of that size?
So I did The Lion King on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
So I actually have done just that one thing. There's one thing. There's just one other thing that I did. Where I worked on that show, and I was actually a swing in The Lion King. So that means I understudied the entire ensemble.
Oh God. That's a lot of puppets.
Listen, let me tell you, sister, it was a whole bunch of puppets. and it's one of those shows where you're like, oh, okay, oh, and this, and I gotta, okay, cool. So I learned about puppetry in that show, but realistically, the only puppet that I ever would have used that's like the puppets that we use ish is the puppet of Timon from Timon, of the Timon and Pumbaa characters, because of the way the puppets are built. What we're working with is a very interesting Japanese culture built puppet. Banraku is the name of the type of puppetry that we're doing. And so it's a literal life-size puppet. So this was the first time that I've ever manipulated a puppet of this size, and having to do it in the way that we're doing it. It's been the most fun, and also because we literally have kind of like the best puppeteer teachers in the world, it can also become very challenging, because they literally they have taught us geniusly how to do what we do, and I feel super like, oh my gosh, I'm a puppeteer now, because I actually feel like I could do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like once the show's over, I'm like, oh, I could maybe talk to Jim Henson's people and be like, hey, you.
Hey, why not? Put it out there.
but it's a lot of fun, but it's also really challenging, because they're like, you got to look up a little bit more because you're not really looking at this person, or you got to, like make the puppet really look like a person, like drop his head, go from left to right, use different angles. Because sometimes when you're doing, you're just like, look, am I moving his mouth when my mouth is moving? That's all. Right. Are the words lining up with the way the mouth is moving? That was like my first thing.
There have been moments where, so the mouths are controlled by a trigger finger for these puppets. And there have been moments where like my hands will cramp up and I'm like, I think my finger's still moving. I'm not sure. Because you're just doing it so much, and I'm using like these forearm muscles that I've never used in this way, and it's very weird.
Limber up, Justin. Limber up those fingers. Come on. Yoga for the hands. There's got to be something. Oh, we just invented it. That's it. Right. Trademark. So, and guys, the music's all original, right? You're not using any Michael Jackson music, correct? It's all
so true.
That's so. Does it have like? I mean, I know you probably. I don't know if you can tell me, but I'm gonna try. Does it have a little bit of recognizable flair, Michael Jackson-y stuff, or is it totally new and fresh? And you know what I mean? Like, does it not samples, but does it have that?
No, yeah, it gives you an inkling and a feeling and the idea of
cool. That's that's brilliant, right? Actually, right there, because that's not easy to do.
Yeah. So Drew Erickson, Nicole Morier, and Max Townsley are our composers, and very cool people, very hip and very fancy. Nicole like is a star because she writes for everybody. She like made a hit for like Britney Spears, and so we have some really cool people writing our music. And when what's funny is when I first heard the songs, I was like, so what people are going to walk away with are these catchy songs that are completely original, but also harken back and make you feel like you're like, oh, this feels like, oh, this does feel like Beat It. This does feel like ABC. It's very interesting. They did a great job of giving you the essence without having to steal,
See that?
Well, and what's funny about it? Oh, sorry. What's funny about it too is like, there are these like total bops, right? Like music, but then some of the lyrics are like, oh my god, like so like they can leave like whistling it, but like, they may or may not be able to sing it somewhere depending on where they're at.
That's exactly correct.
Like,
but well, there's one song that I read in the press pack that does Catherine sing it to Michael?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes. But you know what? We can't be afraid of these words. They're words.
No, gosh. Yeah. Listen, no, and also please let me tell you something. So that's kind of that's a theme in our show. The song that you're talking about, that subject matter is a theme in our show.
Love that.
Realistically, that's also like a thing that happens in real life. Like, get over it.
I know.
And if you're not doing it, I don't know what to tell you, but it's okay.
It's
if you
okay.
Do. Like,
you're not gonna grow hair on your palms. You're not gonna grow a third eye. Or, I know. I mean, that's so funny. I wish I could see this, but of course I'm in New Jersey. But you know what I need? Maybe we could speak this out loud. I just need a friend who just wants to buy me things. Like plane tickets and hotel. That's it though. Just is like, hey, I like you and I'm gonna buy you stuff. I don't have to do shit. I don't want to have to do anything.
I love that.
So like a sugar daddy, but I don't have to do anything. They're just going to shower me with money. You know what I mean? I wish, honestly, guys, I wish I could see this. Do you think it'll transfer to New York, or what do you think? Maybe.
I know they're trying to. Yeah, I know they're starting to talk to some New York producers. We have no like official word about anything yet, but
I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. I'm like a manifester, so like. Because this show, I have been so fascinated by it since the moment I heard about it, because I love, and I know Kevin does too. We like new, cutting edge, mind bending, thoughtful pieces of theater. Don't get me wrong, I love a good revival, but it's like, okay.
Well, this will blow your mind.
I know. Yeah. I'm like dying. So listen, I just put out the universe. Who knows? Maybe someone will come through and say, I just bought you a plane ticket.
Yes, and not only a plane ticket and a ticket to the show.
That's right. That's right.
So, guys, where can first of all give your socials, your websites? We'll go back and forth. Sure. Give us all your info where people can find you, and then let's promote the show where they can get tickets.
Okay, Justin, friend of the show, go first.
All right. So my website, it's justinanthonylong.com, and my Insta is also, it's just at Justin Anthony Long. So you can find me there. Right now, you'll just see a lot of sparkly gloves and Johnny Osmond and Michael Jackson if you find me.
I love it. And I am Eric B. Anthony. That's ericbanthony.com, at Eric B. Anthony on Twitter, on Instagram, and official Eric B. Anthony is my Facebook. But I think if you just put Eric B. Anthony, it'll be the same person. LinkedIn, all the places, Eric B. Anthony. And if you want tickets, which I hope you do, they are found at fortheloveofaglove.com.
I love it. I love it. You guys, I was so excited about this. And I'm sorry that we couldn't go live today. Danny was sick. I got to figure out, I need to we got to figure out like the next move for that. But I'm going to post once we get the interview all mastered through when I get on YouTube. Sure. I will definitely tag you guys. So when does the show close?
Right now we're closing March 8th.
So it's like a month. So that's amazing. So get your
tickets. About a month.
And are you running Monday through or Tuesday through Sunday?
Friday through Monday.
Friday through Monday. So that's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect.
Friday, Saturday, Monday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 5 p.m.
And it's in LA.
It's in Los Angeles at the Carl Sagan and Druin Theater, which is at the Center for Inquiry, which is at 25 35 West Temple Street.
Amazing. Amazing. Guys, thank you so much for giving us your time this morning. This was so much fun for me. Listen, I really wish you well. I really am wishing you well because I really am being selfish and I want you guys to come to New York. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Lauren. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Kevin.
And
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Kevin. And thanks so much for the excitement for our show.
Oh, yeah.
And keep on being a manifester and keep on doing great things. I was watching some of your Instagram videos and you're such a beautiful spirit in the world. Thank you for that.
Oh, gosh. Thank you. Well, let's definitely stay in touch, guys. I have your numbers. You have mine. And
For sure.
we'll follow each other on the socials. And that's what I'm
Sounds
about.
good.
That's why I made this show. I want to support fellow artists. We're kind of a unique bunch of folks down here on this planet Earth. So we got to work together, you know?
I believe that. 100%.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as
Thanks,
well.
Lauren. You too.
You too. Okay.
All right, peace.
That was awesome. That was so fun. Are you gonna? They can't see you nodding. We're not on.
I was nodding.
I know he was nodding. I'm like, hello. I love talking to them about this musical, and I'm not lying, guys. I have been when I first heard this musical, I was like, I must know more about this musical. I am a big Michael Jackson fan. That's never ever going to change for me. And I love new musicals. I love weird. And I want to say, and I mean weird in the most amazing way. I love quirky, weird, out of the box thinking. So that was so cool, and that's kind of up your alley with like your stuff.
Yeah,
you like that stuff too. You like to push the envelope. You like you like to make people think.
I'm a provocateur.
And Kevin's really a good person. I mean, I
am.
He really is.
I'm just a provocateur. I like throwing gasoline on the fire and watching it go boom, but with no one getting hurt.
Yes, yeah. But Kevin's also like what he doesn't. I'm going to out you. What is he? He doesn't like He's very loving and caring. I have cried to Kevin many times. Right, Kev?
Yes.
I have cried to him. He has hugged me, has kissed me, has put his arms around me. He has told me he loves me. So Kevin is a good person.
I am.
I wouldn't hang out with. I don't hang out with shitty people.
I know.
And I love you.
I love you too, Lauren.
And even though today, I know he was like, I have to go today. And I was like, yes.
I'm like, oh, I have so much I want to work on.
I know. I get that. I feel bad. And I actually am so appreciative to you that you come here every week and do this for me.
Yes. Some weeks I skip. But
he does.
For the most part, I do everything. I do a lot. Not everything.
He does a lot for me.
I do the tech shit.
He does. But I'm learning. Like, he built my website, or he started my website, and I'm learning little by little how to... and I'll text him and be like, I don't understand how to do this, or I don't understand how to do that.
I send you a password 800 times.
I know. He's like, Lauren. I was like, where's the password? Mm-hmm. That's what he gets for being
I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to email it to you so you could just scroll your email.
Yeah, because I thought I saved it. But no, he's a good friend. So thank you. For the love of a glove, go check that out in LA. These guys are amazing. Justin's an amazing actor. I've known him forever. Well, not really forever. Actually, not quite forever, but I've known for a long time. And Eric B. Anthony, adorable. I love the pictures of him as Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Go support, theater, especially new stuff. And next week is a special week. I'm being interviewed.
What? Here?
Here, I am being interviewed by Call Me Adam. You can follow Adam on Facebook. And it's called Call Me Adam, and he's like a podcaster, blogger, and he's coming in to interview me about all my horror films.
So we're going to call it Seeing the Chew.
I do want to talk to you about some marketing stuff.
Okay. Cool.
But it's going to be super fun. And then the week after, I have Gonzalo Valencia and Michael Campbell coming in because they're...
Are they coming in?
They're coming in on the 21st.
They have a musical.
Yes,
it's like a video game type of musical, isn't it?
Like a Dungeons & Dragons.
Yes.
And the music drops on the 9th. I will share the link.
I
so
can't
excited.
Wait.
And there's such great people. New Jersey.
Oh, if I had the money, I would totally back whatever the hell
I wish I
they're
could.
doing.
But you know what? When they have the reading, we'll have to go in.
I'm going.
We're going in.
I love that.
They're so talented.
Concept.
Gonzo is just such a sweet guy. Michael Campbell, the whole group, it's like that whole Jersey theater, like diehards are, I don't know if they're in it. And I don't really know. But we're going to find out. And that's on the 20th. So definitely go like our page, Chewing the Scenery. And we'll be back next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.